I wish that Ermes Gasparini could simply accept the fact that Devon Larratt is a better arm wrestler than him as of today. It showed in their official super match and it showed in the practice pulls that these two had. We will discuss this topic in detail, but before that, let's talk about Brian Shaw's recent video. The trend continues. Brian tells us in the thumbnail and in the text that he is going to arm wrestle Filip Larsson, and then in the actual video, he shows anything and everything except arm wrestling with Filip Larsson. Brian said that the trip that he recently went on was planned before his super match was confirmed. So even though he should have stayed home, trained for it, but he couldn't simply cancel the trip like that. He had to go there. Despite that, he trained on the trip as much as possible. With Filip Larsson, he trained mostly the setup, the positioning, and the connection of his joints to get more fluid on the arm wrestling table. And Filip was saying in that video that Brian has already got the setup down. His shoulder connection is scary. When it connects, it feels like it is over. Then they did some match reviews, hopefully Leonidas Arcona match reviews, to get him some idea about what to expect on match day. Filip Larsson also uploaded a video about this meeting, this collab that these two had, and Filip was saying when Brian Shaw gets connected, he's insanely strong. He said that Brian is extremely dangerous when he gets into his position. He allowed Brian to take some things, and from there, it was really difficult to recover any kind of position back. Even though Brian has one of the strongest grips in the world, still Filip told him not to hold on to anyone, especially Leonidas Arcona. He shouldn't be clamping down on his hand at any cost, because it can cost him his own wrist, and that's not what Brian wants during a super match. He should just keep climbing. And as we have seen and discussed about the photos too, it looked like Brian had a very good riser setup in the game. And Filip also mentioned that it is really hard to outclimb Brian Shaw. And I was surprised to hear that they arm wrestled for more than 5 hours on that first day. Even though it was low intensity, but 5 hours of arm wrestling is insane work. And that tells us that Brian Shaw is obviously not even showing us a small part of his training. And as per Filip, his setup is so good that he refuses to take any inferior grip. All of the matches are going to go in a referee's grip unless the opponent of Brian Shaw decides to take an inferior grip. In his recent video, Ermes Gasparini said that the organization asked him to have a super match against Morozov. They ensured him that by June or way before June, Morozov's wrist will be 100% and he has already started hard training. Morozov was completely dominant against Alex Kurdecha, who Ermes ranks very highly. And he was saying that Morozov is a beast, he weighs 145 or 150 kilos. I'm not sure where Ermes is pulling these numbers from, because Morozov has never been 145 kilos. As of today, his weight is around 137 or 138 kilos max. Despite the fans believing that Ermes is a huge favorite and he should easily win the match against Morozov, Ermes is not taking this match lightly. He believes he needs to be in a super strong shape if he wants to beat the Terminator. And then he revealed his plans after this hopeful victory against Morozov in June. Next up, it will be Vitali a month or two after that. That match is already almost confirmed. He wants to get rid of the excuses that people made for Vitali, saying that he's a truck driver and stuff like that. This time, Ermes wants no excuse. He wants to beat Vitali once again and prove that he truly is at least number 3 in the world as of now. He won't show up light once again. 130 kg is the weight that he's aiming for. His hand has improved a lot since the first Vitali Laletin match. So this match, the rematch, shouldn't be too difficult for him. He believes that he can win. And if he wins this match or after he wins this match, he would like to have a match against Devon this same year. And that is only if Devon doesn't win against Vitali or he doesn't go against Levan this year, even if he wins against Vitali. In those two conditions, Ermes versus Devon rematch can happen by the end of this year. And for that match, he believes that he needs to bring his best shape ever. He needs to be not just 100%, but more than 100%. And Ermes was addressing the practice pull comments. He was visibly not happy about those comments. He did say that practice pulls don't show anything. He was in a very bad shape. He was 2 months without any kind of workout. He had a hair transplant and stuff like that. I've seen that usually people who don't do well in the practice pulls, they are the first ones to come out and say that practice pulls don't matter at all. To Devon, it did. Devon was very keen on showing us this practice pull and how he performed against Ermes. Devon was very keen to practice pull against Levan Saginashvili too. And people say about Devon that He's the last person that you should judge by practice pulls, and he puts a lot of weightage into practice pulls. So practice pulls do kind of mean something in my opinion. Ermes said that he didn't even know that the practice pull was being recorded, and he didn't give it his all. That's why he was not doing well. And next time when the match actually happens, he will not show up with just 2 to 3 weeks time like the last time. He will show up with 2 to 3 months of his specific training for Devon Larratt. This is something that he wasn't able to do the last time. He will do it this time. And then the table will show us who the real champion is. The result will be different if we listen to Ermes Gasparini. That's why I was saying that as of today, Devon is the better guy, and Ermes should not have to say that it was just a practice pull. We're not saying that Ermes can never beat Devon. Age is on his side. He will surely beat Devon in the future, but that day is not today. That's all what I'm saying. Ermes also predicted the Devon versus Vitali match. He said that on the left arm, Vitali is a 60% favorite, and then he was saying that Vitali's arm is stronger, but Devon's hand may be better. I think he was saying that about the right arm and not the left arm. But about the left, he said that even he was able to move Devon pretty easily. It didn't look easy to me. It looked like Devon was allowing him a little bit. But still, Ermes was saying that he cannot do that to Vitali Laletin, but he can do that to Devon. So that tells him that Vitali should be the favorite on the left arm. Anyways, if you want to watch these matches and if you want $1 off from the pay-per-view price, use the code Pradeep and purchase your pay-per-view now from the link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again.